Yo, I'm just sort of gonna be doing a quick demo of the Kala Nomad U Bass. It's the cheapest U Bass that they have, and I'll just say a couple things what I think of it so far. I don't actually find myself using it plugged in a whole lot because, I mean, that's kind of annoying. I don't know, it's really interesting because it has a lot of like trebly, almost percussive stuff, but it also is super heavy in the low end, so it has a really interesting sound. And because I know someone's gonna want me to, this is this is what it sounds like when it's slapped. Not great, but I guess you can slap on it if you really want to. And just for reference, this is what it sounds like unplugged. So you don't get nearly as much of that like super hissy stuff. I think it sounds great unplugged. I haven't really recorded anything with this, so I don't know how it would sound in a mix, plugged in or unplugged. Maybe it would sound perfectly fine plugged in, but I don't know, there's still low end when it's unplugged, but it's not as like harsh, I guess, and it's not as overpowering, and there's a bit more mid-range, which is kind of nice to have. Moving on to sort of the actual playability of it. Now I've had it for a few days, and so I've gotten sort of used to it, but even then there's a couple of problems. So obviously it's super short, so that might be the biggest thing that you're gonna have to get used to. And then the second biggest thing is the strings are rubber and they're really weird. They are, they just feel so loose. So one thing is you can try to play more near the sound hole, but it's really hard. So I pretty much play as close to the bridge as I can, because then the strings don't really catch on your fingers as much, and even then they're rubber, so they're kind of grippy, so every once in a while you'll have just like a note that's not in time, and it's kind of annoying, but I'm sure eventually I'll get used to it. Another thing is, you can't really play up here. Not only because, it's up here, it's high up, it's small, but also because the strings are just so thick and big. It just, like, you're gonna have a lot of buzzing issues. Like, even, like, if you even just fret it just a little wrong, which is another thing. I find that I kind of have to fret it a bit differently than I would normally on a normal bass, which I would normally go like pretty much right on the fret, maybe a little bit back. But sometimes you get buzzing issues on this bass, so you actually have to go quite a bit farther back than you normally would.